Hey everybody, so I wanted to send a video just offering some commentary about Blindspotting. The technology on my computer for whatever reason is not working, and have not been able to do so in the Kaltura video or in Teams. And because of the coronavirus, of course, the hub is not super able to help right now. So in any event, I'm sitting in my car outside of my daughter's gymnastics place. I am hoping this will work. I just want to talk for like 5 minutes about Blindspotting. I hope you liked it. I love the movie. I think it's hilarious, but also heartfelt. I think it is innovative in its use of hip-hop and rhymed verse for dialogue. I think it's really well acted. I think all the things you want in a movie, for me anyway, is there. Now the note sheet I uploaded to module 10 and D2L is there, and I'll let you sort of go through that, and particularly the second half of that, which is just I'm looking at it over here on my laptop, is representations of gentrification throughout the movie. I tried to go chronologically from beginning to end. I also tried to separate it from the humorous things like Quick Way and the Uber and the green juice and that sort of stuff, all the way over to the real serious stuff like problems with policing and gun violence and discrimination and things like that. So hopefully that'll be useful to you. I wanted to talk just about 4 major symbols that are relevant to the movie, but also to our study of gentrification. And the first one of those is just the idea of alarms, which sort of underscore the tension in Colin's life, trying to not get in trouble, being out on parole. And we hear the alarms throughout the movies. There's his alarm clock, of course. You hear them at the probation hearing. The car alarm goes off when Miles is having that fight outside of the party. When the cop stops Colin after Colin takes Miles' gun from him, he hears the alarms going off in his head. Obviously a panic. He hears them at the cop's house. And forgive me, I'm not using cop in any negative way. It's just shorter than saying police officer every time. So, and when he sees the picture and realizes where he is, the alarms start going off, again, underscoring that tension and verge of panic in Colin's life. The idea of the face vase, the blind spotting, face vasing, as he says, that image of what you see, that comes across, of course, when Val and Colin are studying, at the probation hearing, or no, on the phone call, after the party, when Colin calls Val and says, do you only see the fight? And she's like, yeah, I only see the fight. She can't go back. So she sees whatever you want to say, either the face or the vase, and she can't see the other one, even though the other one is also there, which of course is symbolic. And then in the final freestyle, of course, Colin is rapping to the police officer, like, see both faces. Like, why can't you see, me for who I am, not just for who you think I am? And then the idea, the 2 most important ones to me, the idea that Miles and Colin are movers, that the writers of the movie, who are the actors, Daveed Diggs and Rafael Casal, who play Miles and Colin, that they decided to make their occupation movers, means that Colin and Miles are the actual physical, literal agents of gentrification, which means that they're like, they don't even realize it, or they certainly don't intend it, but they're taking out the old and they're moving in the new, right? They're taking the current neighborhood and moving it to wherever else it's going, whether it be, up in the hills somewhere, or to, another county in the Bay Area, and they're moving the gentrifiers in, or they're taking the old neighborhood and they're taking it to the dump, right? Like if, like in that one scene where they're clearing out that house and taking everything to the dump after the family that's lived there has died, and they're just sort of, the ones who are getting rid of that family and the memories, which is not just the family, but symbolically speaking, it's, the neighborhoods that are disappearing from Oakland or from New York or from Atlanta or any city that is going through gentrification. And of course, they're not, they're complicit, but against their wishes, right? And so like that's also connected to the idea that if you're like a second, third, or fourth wave gentrifier and you're just moving into a neighborhood, it's not like you're not the one who's buying up property, tearing it down, and putting up condos, right? You're just, this is a nice house or a nice apartment. I want to live somewhere that offers a lot and has good schools and this, that, and the other. And so, there's a correlation between being the movers who are being paid to do the physical moving and being the second, third wave gentrifiers who are not the ones attempting to change the neighborhood, rather the ones just moving into the changing neighborhood. And then the oak trees are super important because, of course, it is oak land, the land of oaks. So, when they're moving the photo art exhibit, and the photography was placing the oak trees back over contemporary images of Oakland, the idea of chopping down those trees being an irreversible thing. When we get to the hipster's party at the end, he's got that table that's like the trunk of an oak tree. He doesn't realize what it is, but of course it's symbolic of the neighborhood that's gone, and to him it's just like a conversation piece. You can't even put your drinks on it. And of course in the final freestyle, Colin says to the cops, like, you're cutting us down at the knees, just like the photographer said. They're chopping us down. And one of the real tragedies about the trees being cut down that I think is kind of a cool thing to think about, if it's just a way for appreciation for the movie, is this idea that how do you know if a tree is dead, right? And the only way you can tell if a tree is dead really is to cut it down. And so a lot of times what you find out is you cut down a tree and you realize that the tree wasn't dead. And so you think about that with regards to gentrification, and you think about these neighborhoods that people on the outside looking in are going, oh, that's not a good neighborhood. That neighborhood's dead. We need to just like raise the whole thing and put up a new neighborhood. And the idea is that, of course, that, you don't realize that neighborhood wasn't dead until it's gone, right? And then you can't ever get it back. The neighborhoods that get gentrified, the neighborhoods that are gone forever. The way that a tree that you cut down is gone forever, even if you realize that it wasn't dead once you chop it down. So I think that's, four of the really most prominent symbolic aspects of the movie that, whether you write about it or not, hopefully it gives if you're thinking about the movie, you get a bit more of appreciation for what they were attempting to do and what they were actually able to accomplish in that movie. Anyway, like I said, I hope you liked it. I wish we were face to face so we could talk about it, and I could, get some insight from you. Anyway, take care of yourselves, and I will, we'll be in touch. All right. Hopefully this video works. If not, I don't know what I'm gonna do.